Hello everybody, how are you doing today? Today we're going to be looking at a short-lived but still enjoyable TV show from 2010. What is it? What do you mean? So, it's not a TV show but a game. Okay. Thank you, much appreciated. Okay, my mistake. This is a video game built around a game show premise, and it's called Split Second. Now, let's prep our engines, evade potential laws, and indulge in so many explosions Michael Bay would probably blush, and try to answer if this high-speed game is any good, or was rightfully cancelled.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Now, normally I do a small little skit of a sponsorship, so here it is. Because I am me, I can't give you the potential sponsorship that you are looking for, but I can probably suggest some places to look at for any potential subscribers that I may or may not get. Check out Meta PCs, Origin PCs, or Raycon, and check out these channels that I may list off or not list off and may include in the description. Meetsy1, Chris Denard, Gar the Rage, Oh No It's Alex, Fratanga Plays, Alton Slice, and many others I may or may not list. Let's get into the actual video proper now. Like I stated earlier, Split Second presents itself as a sort of TV game show type game. I'm not sure why, but this premise was in other games as well, ranging from around 2008 to 2012, around that period of time. Many games adopted this similar premise. Notable games, for example, being the Alone in the Dark remake in 2008, Asura's Wrath in 2012, the Back to the Future Telltale game series, which started its episodes in 2010, and with that, following with a Jurassic Park series around the year after, the lesser-known Siren Blood Curse in 2008, a remake or reboot of the game of the same name on PS3. The more obvious one being the Walking Dead series, which debuted in 2012, and Alan Wake, first debuting in 2010. Obviously, these particular games vary with their utilization of the episodic or TV-esque formulas, with what's listed, the high-end probably being Asura's Wrath and The Walking Dead being examples of how to do it right, and with the bottom being Alone in the Dark and Jurassic Park representing how not to do it. But what makes Split Second different is that it's a racing game. In the vein of similar games, such as Burnout coming to mind, what we've got is an arcade action racing game. Split Second also features a wide array of unique cars with various vistas going from the streets of the nearby city to the mountains to a dam, an airplane graveyard, a factory, and shipyards. Now, at first, Split Second may look and sound like the typical racer, which isn't a bad observation. The only difference seems to be the TV style. But if anything, what's under the hood of this game is what helps set it apart from others. I made a punny funt. Okay, for gameplay, have any of you played Burnout, Flat Out, mainly the second one, any Need for Speed game, or even a kart racer like Sonic Transformed or Mario Kart? Heck, let's even throw in a more recent title like Hot Wheels Unleashed. Definitely should check that one out. One of my personal favorites at least. I could talk about how the game drives, but yeah, let's just talk about what Split Second does. Does anyone know of a particular director called Michael Bay? If you don't, Well, he's got a very particular motif similar to this game. I'm pretty sure that conveys who he is properly. Maybe. In Split Second, you have a power play meter, ranging from the blue level 1, which lets you mess with other racers that ranges from making gas tanks explode, cars obstructing them, making bridges explode to block them, construction equipment to take them out. It's a very long list with just level 1, where you can also get a full meter to use a level 1 power play multiple times, as long as the level hazards provide. Then there's the orange level 2 meter, and if you thought level 1 was nuts, you ain't seen nothing yet. These also vary from blowing apart mountainsides, making ships explode, to nuclear sites crumbling, to, oh yeah, a dam falling to pieces.
That's fucking metal as fuck, dude!
But these not only serve to mess with opponents, these also can change the route you drive on in certain circumstances. And a prime example is when you're falling behind, you can actually use these to change the route to not only take out opponents, but also get closer to an opponent that's too far away, or even ahead of them, thanks to these route changes. Now, how does one get the power play meter up and going, and building up the energy? In Split Second, it's from drafting, drifting, or avoiding other racers' power plays. This is fine, but it can be a little annoying since building power can be a little inconsistent sometimes. If there's one thing that really annoyed me, it was when a power play takes out others, you don't really get any energy for it, if any at all, which can be a tad annoying. Also, if you think a power play will always take out racers, that's not necessarily accurate. It requires timing with some of the plays, and it depends on the racing vehicle. Yes, the vehicles also have stats other than how fast they can go. This can range from the typical ones of top speed and acceleration, to drifting, and the straight stat, which is the particular stat that affects how a car will be affected by power plays. The higher the meter, the less affected they'll be by a power play. Before you ask, no, there's no boosting and no burnout shenanigans and crashing hijinks. That covers pretty much all of the gameplay. So, is there a story in Split Second?
No way. Not this time. No. Not this time. Not this time. No way. Wrong. Not this time. Not this time. You're wrong. Not this time.
Kinda. There's only an itty bitty ditty witty bit at the end of the game. The gameplay's similar to a TV show, like I said earlier, where you compete with other contestants to win the season. But since it's a game show, there are also events, with the city being a massive TV set, letting them be able to do all these crazy things. Now that I kind of think about it, wasn't the Truman Show with a similar premise? Minus the explosions and race cars, obviously.
Right.
Anyways, these events range from the regular races to time trials with special vehicles and a tournament race to cap off an episode. But since it's a game show, there are other events as well. This can vary from surviving till the last racer, pretty typical, evading explosive barrels from a garbage truck, to evading tactical strikes from a military-grade helicopter. And with that helicopter, there's an alternate setting where you deflect the missiles right back at the helicopter.
Tactical nuke ready for launch.
I will send you to Jesus.
But if you're looking for a story, at the very end of the tournament, a rival production company starts to demolish the set because the Split Second company ran them out of business. And that's kind of it.
Oh, this?
And the answer is no surprise!
Alright, some last minute thoughts and criticisms. First, although the racing is pretty good, and I would even say great, the AI rubber bands like hell. And with no boost functionality in a racing setting similar to this, it did throw me off, at least for the first couple hours. Second, the OST, or the soundtrack, can be very meh in places. Or, a lot of the time. For example, it's not terrible, but other racing games had many artists and songs. I mean, here's some music with lyrics. It gives more of an energy to racing games, at least in my opinion. It's also not like the game's publisher couldn't get any music, right? I mean, who published this game? Oh. Third, the lack of an actual story. If the premise is a TV show, even if it's a reality show, having characters to follow would have done wonders for this game, and would have made it a little more digestible with the 10-hour length of gaming. If I sound like I'm complaining,
Obviously.
but what I did play was fun, and that's what really matters, I think. Now, if you're wondering where this game is available, it's on Steam, the Xbox Backwards Compatibility Program, and PS3. If you get it on PC or Steam, though, here's a little tip. And make sure you back up your save. There's still a bug in the game that will corrupt the autosave function, making it impossible to save. You can't even save manually. Since it doesn't save, you lose all your progress. It pretty much corrupts your game save. This happened to me, and happens at around episode 6, episode 7. And because I didn't know about this beforehand, I had to start the game all the way over again. On the console, though, I don't know if this bug is there too, so I can't say exactly if it isn't. The game also has DLC, supposedly. I'm not completely sure, but from what I found, there was a bit of DLC on the console versions, not the PC version. Split Second also goes on sale a lot, and normally goes around $20 on Steam at least. And like I said, there's no DLC on that version. But if what I said interested you, I'd say give Split Second a shot. The game is pretty short, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. I tapped in around, even with the restart, about 10 hours. A little over 10 hours. It's also very polished for what it is. Very solid racing game. And it's usually pretty cheap, so you're not going to be breaking bank anyways. So I'd say give Split Second a shot. I mean, I'll bet Michael Bay has.
Allegedly.
My